Hi, this is Kiran Bhattacharya. I'm reading from my novel Boston Brahmin's Widow. The characters and events in this novel are fictional. Chapter 1. At the height of all the troubles in Shingur and Nondigram, the man who meant to be the Prime Minister of India was deprived of fulfilling his ambition. In spite of scores of women mollycoddling him and all the security guards trying to keep him safe, an assassin's bullet brought his life to a premature end. And it happened even before the major drama of Singur and Nondigram had properly unfolded. Many believed that had he been alive, with his oratorical prowess and negotiating skills, he would have brought about a settlement. But that was not to be. In October 2008, Ratan Tata had had enough. The battles were still going on in Singur and Nondigram between the police and the farmers. Blame and counter-blame were continuing between Mamata Banerjee's devotees and the communist guards. Amidst these disturbances, Tata's flagship project, the Nano, was nowhere near completion. Ratan Tata wasn't the sort of person to tolerate having his target date messed up by political upheavals, thus allowing his competitors to gain an advantage. His aim was to induce motorcycle riders to dream of experiencing the luxury of owning a car. And that strategy was now about to be foiled by the Gandhian lady. To express his annoyance, Tata declared, tongue-in-cheek, that he would rename his car Mamata. On the 4th of October 2008, Ratan Tata made his classic remark, more in frustration than anger. 2 years ago I said if somebody put a gun to my head, he would either have to remove the gun or pull the trigger. I think Ms. Banerjee pulled the trigger. For the well-being of our employees, the safety of our contractors and vendors also, we have taken the very regretful decision. On 8th October 2008, the announcement came that Tata was to relocate its Nano project to Sanand, 35 kilometers west of Ahmedabad in Narendra Modi's Gujarat. Tata's open letter to the citizens of Bengal on the 17th October 2008 expressed its anger, frustration and sadness. Here is an abridged version of that letter. The people of West Bengal, particularly the young citizens, will need to express their views and aspirations as to what they would like to see West Bengal become in the years ahead. Would they like to support the present government of Buddhadev Bhattacharya to build a prosperous state with the rule of law, modern infrastructure and industrial growth, supporting a harmonious investment in the agricultural sector to give the people in the state a better life? Or would they like to see the state consumed by a destructive political environment of confrontation, agitation, violence and lawlessness? Do they want education and jobs in the industrial and high-tech sectors? Or does the future generation see future prosperity achieved on a stay-as-we-are basis? Alas, his passionate plea made little impact on the people of Bengal, as the ensuing parliamentary election would soon prove. After my friend's assassination, I had promised Java that I would return to Calcutta promptly, but it failed to materialize for 8 months, in spite of all my good intentions. Java is spending a much-needed vacation in the peaceful surroundings of Boston in the USA with John's extended American family. Apparently they are showing more empathy with her now, as our esteemed leader is no longer alive. In a way, I am pleased to observe she is taking positive steps to move on and get out of her misery. Kobi! A sweet female voice calls me in the market of all places, where I have been whiling away the time. A pretty woman, pretty in a film star sense, whose makeup is louder than her beauty, is waving at me to catch my attention. Coming near to, I recognize Mon Ami. Jawadi will be back soon from America, she says without me prompting with any question. She seems a little tongue-tied, and Java becomes a convenient topic to break the ice. Rather strangely, I also feel awkward in her company. The existence of a sexual frisson between us is undeniable, and it clogs up my thought process. I'm going for a cup of coffee in Barrister near Empire. Do you fancy one? She tries to ease the situation. I hesitate. Are you alone? When Jobad is here, I go everywhere with her. Deep, my husband, doesn't enjoy shopping. A cup of coffee is exactly what I need, I reply animatedly. But I have only half an hour to spare. That'll be just right, she says. I have to go home before my daughter returns from school. The very first time I met Mon Ami is still vivid in my memory. It was in one of John's parties. A few of his close friends and some die-hard party workers were invited, and in that crowd Mon Ami stood out. She had a white sari on, almost too white for a married woman, and my first impression of her being a widow was neither unreasonable nor predatory. A little later than everyone else she came in, and much to my chagrin, John introduced her to everyone except me. There was something attractive about her. Perhaps it was her elegance, or perhaps her demeanor suggested loneliness. After allowing a polite period to elapse, I introduced myself to her with a sardonic remark. So your name is Mon Ami? In French it means my friend. She offered a déjà vu smile. I hear you are a writer, she said. Pardon my lack of knowledge of Bengali writing in English. I've read Jhumpala, who is the interpreter of melodies. She is in a different league. My voice betrayed a hint of jealousy. The veracity of my statement I would have questioned in the privacy of my close friend's circle with the same degree of arrogance that I normally display if anyone ever doubts my ability to be the best. How long have you been in Calcutta? Only a few days. Everything is still new to me. I grew up here, but left the country when I was 20. That was a long time ago. So you see, I had become a pseudo-Englishman. I know the kind you mean, she smiled, but you aren't that, so. At the end of the party, Mon Ami came with us in a cab. Thanks to some genuine Scotch flooring in the party, we were all inebriated except Imran, a trusted friend and teetotaler. Joba gave him the responsibility of dropping Mon Ami at her home. Don't you trust me, Joba? I quipped. Not when you have had a few drinks. Her remarks made Mon Ami blush, and the pale skin became visibly red, and I loved her for that. Determined to explore the possibility of knowing Mon Ami a little better, I telephoned John the next day, ostensibly to thank him for the party. My long preamble, which John tolerated, led to the obvious question, suitably enveloped in the praise or Mon Ami's rendition of Tigo's music. John understood immediately what I had in mind. That's a no entry Kobe. He loved devolution. Last night her husband Deep was busy, hence his absence. My long years in England have obviously made me a stranger to the way a Bengali woman behaves. All the same, I resented John throwing cold water over my newly blossoming desire. Thank you.